You have to make that grand final to at least get into the money. And so that are the stakes right now. We get this A site hit straight up, and Slump, he's going to be challenged up early with that P250. It is going to fall off the peel. But Lake, we talked a lot about what to expect from him on this T side. He's already got an entry.
Good news is that Slump got his one. Smoke's going to start fading here in a few seconds, a jump up, and so it's a flood. Getting info, all four prepped and ready to come back in. A Smoke and a Kid on Snav. They got big value out of those pieces before.
Dane walks it up. Switcher is trying to take this all the way out from the truck, and it's getting dirty in this. It's the IGL, the MVP of their quarterfinal. That's left to clutch here with the P250 in hand. It is just not going to plan. He's going to be just handed out that L, getting info. They get this pistol round and on the board first here on Overpass.
Yeah,
something like along the lines. And you just have to get back into shape. You have to get back prepped up. You have to get ready to be able to deal with anything on a map like this. Even these pop plays, they're bringing out here towards B early. You've had 2 executes in a row. Looks like this one is going a little bit better. And Snav, he's caught into deep pit right there. Stin gets this bomb down. Fang and Slump are going to consider the rotation. But this is a type of execute that you can't really recover on a map like Overpass. 2v4s are almost a death sentence.
Yeah, well, especially when another Smoke's just recycled up in heaven.
It's just a sight for sore eyes, mostly. I'm very happy that this is what is, you know, popped back up in the pool, Vincent. I know there's a lot of conversation about it. X gets this going. Used to be a common one for him and the RGB boys. RBG, excuse me. Now that's going back a little bit of ways.
No one whispering in your ear RGB, is there?
Thankfully not.
All right. Since collected the bomb, could have complicated this round significantly further. There's a rotation coming soon-ish. Slump still needs to respect A, but there is Fang all the way through, getting into T-spawn right now. Marky under fire. He's got help, though.
Slump, he just provides him a bit of an opportunity to go, but they had a sense about this. Must have got the information before it was fully presented. Now it's time for Fang to pop up where nobody is currently considering. Swisher looking towards short. Sin placed attention, but it's Swisher that just turns tide, doesn't actually get eyes on. Fang, he has to play their levels to this to perfection, and does practically. Gets that gunfight up by the German. He's not going to take that lightly today. Obviously, we were talking about Dia kind of taking a step back and whatnot, so he's the next man up, and he's been living and loving it. So, Opper's Paradise, he's back. Let's see if he can get done on Overpass, but they ain't going towards A right now. They're going to be busting out B, and that is a clean entry, clean as it will come. Snav is sprinting away because there may be no way back in.
Sin is calling circles right now. I know it's early. I know we're 4 rounds in, but brother, this is just a fantastic call. That being said, that kill maybe allowed them to get back into this thing. Molotov's gonna stall them out for a few more seconds, but yeah, that is just full no utility, no nothing. Walk up right outside of the monster smoke and then pop out without even a flash.
Here they consider bringing the op down towards B, so they have an entire lane cut off here. And M80's back towards A since the first time since this pistol round, and they snake their way up Sands right here. It's going to be, yeah, he sees them working on this map boost, and he's called it out. These are the 2 A players here, and they have just been all the way crossed off the list. They have 3 players here now retaking short on B. They have nothing to say about it up top.
Yeah, it was, you know, a matter of trying to get Slumps Op activated, so it goes B. Been a lot of pressure towards that B bomb site, and actually I think it was Fang who was there early. That's the damage spammed into Swisher, who was in connector, but they rotate those players back up, get both the rifles on the A site, and hope to get creative with the map boost. It's just seen, spotted the whole time, and a missed shot from Slacks won't matter.
Oh, this is a little bit awkward. Get that line up. Now you're gonna have to send a dog after him. This is what they sent Hexton to do. That's why he had him sign that deal, so he could be all the way aggressive. However much he wants, Shane finds Sin trying to find a way out of this one. Back into pits they will go. It's a little bit costly on that exchange. M80, they are putting a bruising stamp on this Overpass so far. this group has stayed with, you know, the players it's most commonly kind of rolled with. You know, the other high side of this just got picked up by NRG essentially, with obviously Carson being a part of that conversation. Marky takes out Hex on that exchange just briefly. Hex waiting and lurking out in Monster is caught tripped up. This is M80 with 60 seconds left on this clock and really kind of needing that plan to adjust from, you know, what was flown out of their original go. They've adjusted back to B, bomb back in Monster here, and this is where the mind games come in. They have an entire 50 to work with. I
mean, and such an ease of access for M80 when you have a 4-on-3 like this. This map is so big, you can't cover it all. It makes it so that you want to play gamble-y. Usually that gamble going to be towards B with the op so powerful on A, but this time getting info, stack up on A site with just a cursory glance in the form of Marky at B. As they return to that bomb site, 3-on-4 still active, but the bomb planted and the post plant settled. Lake up close. He's the only one in pit. He's sort of on an island himself, but everybody else in super strong post plant positioning.
Marky is waiting for the cavalry to arrive down below as he does scene out to the course. That is a deadly nade that is thrown right to their faces. Now they gotta just send it in. It's like on this angle that is just gonna cause so much chaos here. Slump should take one shot and then see out of things. That's exactly what he's going to do. M80 here has every turn in tide against getting info here in this overpass. They've done their homework. They're the only team in North America that has been undefeated on this overpass dam. They're the only team in North America that's been putting in this work, so it's paying off. And there goes the op right out. I mean, that is ridiculous how it falls in the last moment.
They're looking to see if they can catch someone off, and that's sort of what's happening. Fang's actually stepped forward, but he's on an off angle in Sands. This is not seeing the reaction they wanted to, and now they step forward for A.
Yeah, this is a classic A hit with utility coming back out from long, and it's read so well. That's something that has been getting pitched out since go. So getting info, they will be able to read this well. It's just about hitting these executes on a dime and executing perfectly. Slack's still trying to reach forward, and he does continue to find gold. Here's a second light off of long, and now this is a concern because there's 7 seconds, and now the bomb is separated. There's just no time, but there is the chance that Slacks could dance even more perfectly than he stepped. It is all the way cut off. A second out there for getting info. It's slumping in such a good spot.
This is all onto Sin, actually, on his timing. And unfortunately, he's lost that timing in a pretty rough way. Now they have to go B or save. That will help. Hex takes Snav out, and there's a little bit of an uncomfortable setup now on site. The numbers are here, but they're out in the open. They're in transition, but nobody's ready to work off of Hex. That's tragic.
Yeah, it's a done round. Unless something wild happens in the next couple of moments, it would have to be the kills found because there's no time here for Lake to get this bomb back. They're going to be saving both of these guns. But maybe Slacks. Finding Marky out of barrels. Certainly did find him all right. And a shot found back to the German AWP.
For getting info at long, but Plump goes through bathrooms. He's going to lock in on long, and Fang's got a whole lot to do.
Fang sees 2 swinging players overwhelmed. Next level found. There's the op stash back towards long too. So M80 are going to have to actually take advantage of the solace in these next couple of seconds. Now that the bomb is down, they can just change the conversation here. Lake mollied out. He is still alive somehow, some way. Shane finding Swisher here, but there's still more to be found on the site. Lake to get this huge kill, and now Snap trickling in. Sin in a whole lot of trouble here, all down to Slacks, who had the defense back on A, but now it's a smoke back onto this bomb. If you played this situation plenty of times here, he knows exactly where you're gonna lie, right next to that defuse. It's Slacks that will take nothing off it. Snap now sticking, and Slacks too far. 2 in a row here for getting info. They are really revving up here at the end of this CT side, keeping this op alive. That's exactly where it's all costed. Fang, they give them a bit of a signal themselves. Excuse me, Sin. He gets flashed up on top of the half wall, and now that's a little bit of info giving over. So Fang off of that read. He tries to find a bit of a rotation. He's right about looking for it, but he's bested. It's all the way getting info to B right now, Vincent. They're sitting up.
Getting info, know what's up. They were rotating Snap down here. They actually just re-cleared. And now they're back on the forward face. They are ready.
Marky here playing around the barrels and needing to do his best. They're literally diving on him. And can they find Marky? No, they can't. They end end up finding Shane. It's Murky that continues to hold mouse one. And baby, good things just keep happening. Slumpy's got a double on that rotation too.
Well, it's a whole lot easier for getting info in the back half of that CT side when they have the opening pick more often than not. That's the big thing, and I think Slump doing a great job for that. Oh boy, poor Snap. Absolutely leveled. How did it be? Most of the control is short as well for M80, so they can pretty confidently rotate when this goes forward, and it's a blinder. Another shot for Sin. This one's over really before it starts, unless Fang's got something crazy in his pocket to pull out, but Lake, okay, hold on a moment.
I still think you're right, but hold on.
Okay.
Slack's on that next level. He's got a USP with his name on it. Some of those dualies doing some great work there. Yeah, but right now they have Slack still holding down the rest of Bathroom's control, which is more than enough here. So as soon as this utility set is pulled out, the one incendiary that they have saved is going to be deployed on short. But look at how Hex moves up to barrels. That is not a spot you're going to be able to stand in during the execute. Sin finds Slump, and that's such a good timing. Swisher, he absolutely needed one and found it, but you're still needing to get up back into the numbers. You're down a member, and the bomb is facing back at you. M80, if they don't find something here in the next 5 seconds, they got to get out of this B-bomb site.
No kid either. Don't know that there's one down on the site proper. Hex might have had one. He's the one closest who goes down. And yeah, escape made.
Good work.
By M80. They do pull the trigger. M80 are in a little bit of trouble. Only thing they can lean on, this is a forward-facing hold.
Yeah, those nades, they just missed right past them. And now Hex is going to get back in. It was Swisher that went down with nothing right here. So it's going to have to be the Canadian who's in the smoke right next to Marky. And they actually just exchanged right through. It's Hex that's sitting in Monster right now. Snap just found Sin back in that rotation, but it's all down to getting Info's caller right here. A fake on that bomb and trying to gauge out something. There is no swing. A triple out there.
Super worried about A. Like, they've been heavy A early every round, every gun round.
You refresh on that monster smoke late in, and they just try and flash the way. That is honestly a huge reason to get excited right now. I just saw a great level of practice from this B site. Look, the honest, you get that on a nice deep smoke line. You flash in for what's out in front. I mean, it's a little bit basic. It seems elementary at this point, but when we're in the early days of Overpass, it's the simplicity that is going to be stylistic. Here's Shane that's got a trade on the lake. They've been waiting for this all round, but who can trade out the unkillable Opper? It is Slacks continues to lay this down over here at Map. Man, we've had many players in this region with highlights from Reigns like that.
Axon's in some trouble, to be honest. He's got Lake, so they won't be able to run him down, but now Lake is surrounded.
It's Marky that finds Lake. It was a 4K from Slack's challenge last time, all in his lonesome. Right now, toting into a deeper angle for information past divider. He sees one player moving up into the bathrooms. Well, now going too far on his own liking. Slump has been just shoved out of those conversations up towards A. It's Snap. He's watching the back door right now. Hex still waiting for a path of entry, but at this point, I mean, he's signing his own lease on life. He walks up through that. Sin gonna fade through the smoke and now spotted. Shane takes that fight, all of the attention away. Fang takes his head away. And it's Hex 1v4, at least an 8th here for getting info.
Yeah, I think Hex will hope to hang on to what he's got. Fang currently on the search, though. But a great round for getting info. Well, that's a little bit awkward.
Ah! No, he tried to show him. Dude, come on. Are we doing this to our regional brothers? Two Canadian players swinging blades at each other? What are we doing?
Oh my goodness.
This is quite a save from
Hex has got to like run a little bit.
He'll be fine.
There we go.
Can handle himself. Don't look out towards Monster. You may not get so lucky here.
That round for getting info. I won't call it just like a flash in the pan because they did do some good stuff there. Their default actually was solid. They scaled well together. Now they speed up, and it's right into Slacks is off. Not ideal. That flash unsuccessful as well. So Swisher goes down as a secondary.
And they're afraid of what's going to be just bound here. Absolutely lead you cashing out. See if the house can win right now. They're walking in with the man advantage and the bomb on their backs. X, he sees a shadow, and he will salvate on an opportunity just like that. Lake, with the second layer of this setup, it's a little bit further than they may have just expected. Has to force these gunfights out. He has no other option. That's 2 in a row here for getting info when M80 have found 12.
It's one last buy, one last good investment in a row. Like you said, getting info a couple rounds, but yeah.
Will be desperate. Feels like the buy they may get up is sort of the one that getting info kept throwing back up onto the board in those first 7 rounds. A1S is not a nade in sight. They'll just have to bar this straight up, and they're just going to be boxing out here at long. It is Slacks that is going to try to adjust onto Marky. Does get a little bit of personal space to do so, but it's going to have to be Marky that does way more right now, as takes a breath out of the tree, but it is Slacks that is living still. Calls for that rotation, and it gets brought all the way down. M80 have their map pick in this series in really nice circumstances, getting info that probably give way more than we expected there.
Puts all the line, and it could be all over in an instant if getting info can't bring this thing back. Onto the A-bomb site. They kind of look, but mostly undefended.
I'm surprised nobody still dropped here, but I think that's about to change. This bomb goes down, and the exchanges will go right through the smoke. Hex with those dualies has just bottled out, and the neck is now open from Slump and Snap, who continue to snap, and it's Snap cooking up something here. Flash in hand, he's going to send Marky out hard on the press, and he's found nothing for it. Snap just manages in the back hall, and they're keeping all of this to course. Right with Slump and Snap, they got to stand together, and they do. Getting info, pull together another pistol round, and to be honest with you, I think it was that sort of pace that I was criticizing in the obvious wait about that time, but I think it shows a lot of respect here about this Ancient, knowing that it's not your normal beast on the other side, right? Getting info or used to just running over any other regular Tier 2 North American team. I gotta take this one with one hell of a great assault, but these Deagle frags that have already came through. Look at the HP that has been drained, but he has to hit on that spray, and it's so hard to do so with a new MP9, yet Lake does, and puts it into a 2v2. Marky here with the full HP is going to have to do the most as he comes back in through a smoke, and now with that jump, he's going to be heard. Thankfully, a Molotov right now on top, and they've got this smoke. 10-second defuse, though, would be their bane, would just bring them back. Contact made, and I think Slump might have just saw both players. They play around with it. They even get Slump. There's just too much to do here. 10-second defuse attempted again, and Lake would have to find a second. This is concerning now. 5 seconds left to find this last shot. Sidearm pulled here for getting info, who get to collect 3 in a row through a 1v2, their most experienced member.
Round 4.
Waiting on that up. Taking that fight straight up. Plump walks out, and the correct response here. Snap and the boys were trying to tee up this A play at a proper timing. First real gun round here. That card pulled. That play denied.
The big opener for Slacks. I actually like the way getting info or setting that up. If Plump got that kill, they would have accelerated. Instead, they slow it down. Look back towards mid as Slacks picks off another and falls back to another deeper position.
Shane slides over with the bomb in its back as well, so with the utility that they have here, they just have to go for a simple choice. One of the last remaining on the menu right now, the Swisher refreshes on that smoke, but it's Shane in this B site and finding kills that he shouldn't. With a second right here, and that can make things a whole lot more realistic. With contact made on the Marky, just drops that incendiary sin. Doesn't want to take a risk at all.
30 seconds left. Getting info gotta go. This is a way slower pace that they are currently teeing up as a whole on Ancient. Very big surprise in that fashion.
Open that smoke, and it's just a brief look. Shane continues to slay right here on B. It's a triple that he's got out here, and this has just made this round from impossible to just that. They're making it all the way through round 4 with Hope still equipped somehow in the 5 versus 3. A flash that Marky, he's going to detect. Going to need to be the ace from Shane right now, or he just needs to hold on long enough. HE on his back, and it's Hex toting on that AWP. Can't quite make that shot happen. They could potentially line up, but it is Hex that takes care of the scenario. M80, they work their way up to their first CT round. This one Wisher, he needs an opening kill just like that, and now they're going to have to really work with what they are construed, and it's getting info that have to do the same thing off of that kill. They need an aggressive play and try and do so up the ramp.
This is not a part of that successful getting info run when they first beat this team. Fang on one side, Slumps recovered an AK on the other, but neither of them get very far. Swisher, love to see him.
They're on a timer. Down 0 in this series, 0-1. And needing this Ancient more than anything. Swisher, and boulder marks there from Cheetah.
Under pressure as Swisher re-clears, but now Flax joins Hex. Double up towards Brokey. Marky's the other side of that. Sin's hearing all of this.
And he's decked. Marky wins his fight. And now at a 2 versus 4, are trying to turn it around again. Slump the trust on the spawn plant. And it's such a good decision because the cover needed to come through from Cave. M80.
Let the gameplay do the talking. Fast out mid. It's an A split, and Hex has not got his gun out.
Black's got to meet pace with this because they're going so fast up that track. But right now, the whistle is blowing for them to stop. There's something that's going to be just met here at the B site. Finally, the threat by Swisher has came all the way up. This bloodbath continues with the Galil in the site. Potentially the Canadian can just get a plant and pivot off of this to a little bit of coverage. Has 54 and has to survive the horde as they sprint right at him. Not enough bullets to make it happen. They'll find him through the wall at the end to survive here before M80. You know, a rocky Wildcard and NRG on that other end. And living up to this, they're not even letting them get in comfortable to have that type of heat, because look at the way they're laying it down. Sprinted up the ramp, boosted up the hill. It is Lake that gets 2 on that, and it's the entire B play wiped out in 30 seconds.
50 seconds and waiting for Shane and Marky to start this 2v5.
I mean, it's plays like this that perfectly illustrate how bad M80 have this chokehold over getting info. 1v5 here for Marky himself, and without the Funky Bunch, can't even find a way to continue.
That's why they're the uncontested front runners.
Fang could be so prepared for this with the health. Sees a barrel, has a headshot onto Hext. Swisher wins his fight up into Cheetah, but look at where the bomb is on your minimap. Finally, they have called up this play again since round 4, and they just find an empty site after the aggressive mid stance. But Lake is trying to actually provide every single hand that he can towards middle on his own. He's just thrown out of the conversation now, but a 3v3 that just opens up. Marky, he falls back to the more passive positioning as they realize it's going to be a hard hit from M80 back. Slacks finds this room, and Swisher all the way will swoon. It's going to have to be Shane that brings back what he did over on B earlier. The heroics that had these first 3 rounds. As he swings, he gets this headshot onto Slacks, but it's Swisher that has that all the way poured on. It's sweet, and a triple to put getting info to their feet in the 7th for M80.
Getting info, their bomb plant allows them to continue buying.
Fang slips right past this process, and they're just going to go on it. This is more like it. This type of energy, not taking heat from anybody. Fang on this type of timing, he puts this smoke forward, and I wonder where this fight is coming into Swisher. It's taking so much time here in Cave, as now they finally catch up to him, but Lake, he's got a double on this. Notices there are more out from the A4 as they're holding on with this, because all of the utility left on the Hex is still denying the mystery of it, because the bomb has not even been picked up. When they get this far, it's going to be a problem. Hex at this position, he's going to find the wall bang and Slump. Fang, they're going to have to just with this reloading player in the corner. Now that will be easy work to it. Getting info. They are denied back that play from A again.
Leads into gimmick that gives them one victory. They need another.
Swisher, this is going to be a sweet stance. Nade brings that smoke just open enough. Divine slacks all the way over and get that stint. It was snap over on that cave press, and so easily, so quickly. The game feels rigged against you. It's getting info that will just be pushed to their feet. Shane practically has his ankles blown off right now. Can potentially wiggle around this smoke, but I mean, at this point, you're just hoping for your life to live long enough so that Fang can actually use this positioning. How those two kills appear right here, all the way on Shane's screen, I do not know, but the round is blown back open with an entire minute to work. It's so unfortunate that the utility, rather the rotation, is coming in through here in the middle. Fang is not going to have a word back in.
Yeah, he's got literally no impact in this round. Unfortunately, Sin has volleyed himself off, but that spam from two different angles will corral Shane back into the site proper. Bomb gets planted. It's for Fang, but that's going to give away the game. It weren't clear enough. The smokes fade. It's all done and dusted here in the first half of Ancient. M80 rocket their way to 7 straight rounds.
Bomb goes down. Next out here. Fang gets a second, and now this is a concern. Flax gets one, can potentially find the Gush here pretty quickly, and does. It's going to have to be a 4K out of Hex that he may see to a USP rather quickly. Yeah, sees the USP headshot at a slump. Getting info. They got another pistol.
Bomb plant, they're going to get not as much as I thought. A lot of utility that they invest in. Just 2 Galils and an SMG. And unfortunately, one of those pistols is already gone.
A wounded M80 approaches after losing Lake towards B. One of these A1Ss is going to be chucked right out of the conversation. Well, you may be adding another body to that pile and may do a really ugly bend of this round. Now Fang has to post at least another double like he did at the back end of this pistol. And for M80, it's just cliche. It just keeps going. What they lose a pistol, they recovered the second round. You know, not seeing it in any international play, but it's definitely at the, you know, very tippy top of what we have to offer here at that end. And, you know, we're M80 obviously talking about taking their course more internationally this year. This is where it should look. It should be this controlled of a stance, even against really aggressive players, really experienced players at that. Doesn't look to be one that is so testy that it's going to be out. Dude, what is that timing? Lake gets that, and potentially this is the footing that they have to find 12. Snab must be furious.
Yeah, and he's going to be even more mad when he realizes it's going B. Shane, he's going to be the only one here in defense. Actually, Slump, he's found a kill. That might be enough. Shane stepped into cave, and oh my goodness, they're going to route around each other. Shane's going to have a big surprise, you would think. Bomb will go down.
Trying to play around this the best he can. Maybe a retake scenario now. All the way forced to be played. I look at my mini-map. I see how far away Fang is. Shane sees his way up the ramp, and they're even getting ready to consider this. They found him. And Shane can't see into a single kill. Puts Shane, rather Sin down quite far, trying to fight through the smoke, trying to fight themselves out of their own damn cage. And unfortunately, they may have just turned the key and lock. It is 12 rounds here.
Those are the only rifles that getting info can work with. Maybe we'll take the speedy approach. They do meet Fang. It does complicate matters. His Lake was the only mid-prong.
Smoke that goes deeper into that A site. CT. Be the flood point right out for Marky as he wants to stand at the bottleneck, but unfortunately, captured on here in A. They have the utility to bring this to the next level as well. Another smoke and a Molotov to fend out what's left. A duo UMP and a FAMAS getting info. They get a really good look in the quarterfinal. one of the teams they match up the best against, Marsborne. It was an absolute dogfight out there. Spoiled on their plans, but carrying forward with their invitation to this tournament with such tenacity. Hex takes this shot in the back lines, and the IGL may do it himself. The MVP yesterday, and he may be the fully conversation to send it in today. They have this all the way throughout. It's quite a statement that M80 put forward in this semifinal, and they punched their ticket to the Grands.